What do you think? I think we should have bought a bigger safe. Look at all this mess around here. Money all over the place. Look at all this underneath the table, on the table, in briefcases. Yeah, we need a bigger safe. They need to give us mansions with a big safe room. Yeah, like a panic room and a safe together. Lots of money. I can certainly fill it up, I think. All right, hello there, everybody. Welcome back. I'm the Missing Sock, and welcome back for more Grand Theft Auto Online. So here we are online. I think we're all alone. There were some people in here and there, but no, on our own. And I think we're going to run a CEO crate mission. So I managed to fill up our large crate warehouse one more time, and it's literally down to the wire. It's Wednesday night, like 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. So for me, the new specials change at 4 a.m. So we're down to the wire for the double money event. But nonetheless, it was a good excuse for us to go over the CEO crate warehouses all over again. While we do that, yeah, and I finished my collection of all the rare stuff. Yeah, so I'll show you guys that too. So let's get to it. Let's go check out that warehouse.
Our fearless leader.
That's me. Hey, Penny. I need the appraiser.
What can I do for you?
Personal vehicle.
You got a nice fleet, boss.
Thank you.
Your personal vehicle is being brought up now.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Penny. All right, been practicing on my appraiser, getting much better at it. Yep, using that all-wheel brake to keep the wings in makes a big difference in speed, definitely. And once you get the hang of it, it's amazing. And a great grinding tool, too, obviously. Yep, great for the CEO crate warehouses, too, I might add. Almost perfect for it, really. To be able to get around and on those triple crate missions and everything like that. Oh. So, to do CEO crate missions, you need to buy an office. And then from there, you need to buy a warehouse. So once you buy one of the warehouses, where are we going? Oh, to our medium warehouse. Did I fly by it? I think we did. Where's our clock tower? There's the clock tower. Right here. Yeah, and the large warehouses is what I recommend. At least a medium to make good profit. But if you're serious about making the money, otherwise you should invest elsewhere. But the large warehouses usually go, unfortunately, for about 1.9 million to 3.5 million. I'd say most of them are around 2 million. And then from there, there's upgrades. We'll get to that. Oh, here's all my rare stuff. Yeah, so the whole collection. So once upon a time, I wondered, can you collect all the rare stuff? And yes, you can. And so far, it has not given me duplicates. So that's the next wonder, is can I have more than one? So I'm going to keep these for a little while, I think. I was tempted to sell them. But I think I'm going to keep them for a little while and see. So I just got this the other day. The pocket watch. Yeah. The rare pocket watch, right there. Yeah, so for those that are interested, let's start at the beginning here. There's the, well, these are out of order. These are the order that I got them in. So this isn't necessarily the order in value or anything. But the rare film reel, I should say. And it costs $19,000 to source that. So you get a little phone call from Penny for all of these. And she tells you about a special cargo you can get. So usually at that point you want to stay in the session. If you leave the session, it resets. And there's only a 7% chance that she might call you for these missions. Not only that, but you have to be in your company, and usually I find that they don't really show up unless you're actually running the cargo missions. I find if you're doing other things, they don't really call you or anything like that. But if you're in the middle of doing these missions, you might get a call about these, and I store them in my little medium warehouse over here, not our large one that we're going to go to in a minute. So the super rare film reel right there is $19,000 to source it, and $95,000 if I sold it. It'd probably be more right now with the double money. The diamond here, the rare diamond, is $27,000 to source and sells for $135,000. Yeah, and then you got the rare Russian gem egg here. Yeah, and that's $25,000 to source and $125,000 payout. And the rare Sasquatch belt, proof of Bigfoot, and that's $21,000 to source and $105,000 to sell. And then the golden minigun right here. And that is $23,000 to source and $115,000 to sell. And then the pocket watch, and that's $30,000 to sell, or $30,000 to source, I should say, and $150,000 to sell. Yeah. And like I said, now I'm wondering if I can get duplicates. Now, just so some of you know, there was a time where you could have gotten duplicates, but that was more related to a glitch. For a short time, the Terabyte, when it first came out for the nightclub, the Terabyte truck, you can also source your cargo missions from there and from your office. And if you did it from the Terabyte truck, you had the option of picking 3 of these, and it was kind of a mess up on Rockstar's part. So for a short time, you could get 3 of them at once, but Ever since they fixed that, I don't know if you can properly, normally get duplicates again. So that's pretty cool. Finished our whole collection. And I answered the question, can you have them all? Yes, you can. Yes, we can. I changed the paint job on this, for some of you might have noticed, on our Presser Mark II. I did like it. It's kind of a weird vehicle to try to paint. It's kind of different. And I think in many ways it's good in silvers and metals and in blacks, but it's kind of boring that way, I guess. But I took off the red and I added the metals, the dark metal, as a secondary, I think. Yeah, I like it now. I liked it before, too. It's a little bit of a minor update I did while we were away there. So I haven't been able, I was trying to get back, but I wasn't able to. But I was able to fill up our warehouse here in the late nights when I was able to get on. Yeah, so let's park this right here, I think. Okay, so this is my large crate warehouse right here. Right across the street from my car warehouse, actually. Yeah. Now, one thing before I forget, on the map I'm going to show you guys the icon right there. So when you're sourcing these missions, a really good tip that you might want to remember or write down, or you can remember this and then you can, well, I'll get to it. But basically when you source out the crates, you get the option to source out your 3 crates, and you'll order the crates and you'll go out on a crate mission. And check your crate warehouse. If the icon is disappeared, it means that it's a single vehicle mission. So you might have to fight some guys or do whatever the mission requires. But at the end of it all your cargo, all 3 crates should be in one vehicle to drive back to your warehouse. Now, if you launch the mission and the crate warehouse icon here is still here, like it is right now, then that would mean that there's 3 different cargoes. And it means you have to do 3 different trips if you're solo. Or if you have teammates, they'd have to pick up 1 each to get all 3. Okay? So no icon means that it's a single vehicle. And if you see the icon for your warehouse that you've picked, then that means that you've got 3 different cargoes to pick up. Yeah, little tip that helps out. When you get you doing it, it's nice to know that you've only got a single vehicle. Or if you've got friends helping you, they can go off and do it without you when it's just a single vehicle, things like that. Or random players helping you. Here's all the stuff I got. Yeah, only took a few days, 3 days. Few different sessions. It's hard to say how long it takes to fill because it depends on how long you play. The missions are kind of random. They take, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes, usually about 5 on average, I'd say 5, 10, 5. And I recommend getting 3 at once. It costs you more, but it's a better profit. It takes less time, so it usually takes 3 times longer doing 1 crate at a time, and that's not good profit. You could be making better money doing missions and then buying all 3 at once. So I definitely recommend buying 3 crates at once. Is the better way to go. And large crate warehouses is the best profit. Now, lastly, to cover over the warehouse stuff, it costs $1.25 million to upgrade all your different cell vehicles. So there's only 3 different cell types. There's the plane, and there is the Titan plane for our big warehouse here, and then there's also the tugboat boat, and then there's also the Brickade trucks. So you do want all the upgrades, and that costs $1.25 million. But I would say the most important is the plane, the Titan. So you do want the armor upgrades for that. That's most important. There's certain missions where without that you probably won't survive. Now, if things go wrong on the missions, the best idea is to quit right away. Usually, sometimes you get away with no penalty. Otherwise, it will penalty you. It's hard to say. It's random, I think. It's anywhere from 3 to 8 crates or so. But either way, a few missions or so or less, and you're back, have it full again and ready to try it again. So if things go wrong or people are coming at you or you're not sure what to do or things like that, I'd suggest quitting instead of losing all your cargo. So that's the big risk in these missions, is losing all your cargo and all your money going right down the tubes. Boo. Boo, that would be 2 thumbs down if I had the option. All right. So this costs roughly $666,000 to fill up the crate warehouse doing all 3 crates at once. So 3 crate missions and filling it all up, 111 crates, costs roughly $666,000. You might lose some crates and cost more and things like that too, though. And then it normally pays out $2.2 million. But today we should be getting $4.4 million if I get going and get it started. So let's do that. All right. So let's register. Should happen automatically. Sell for $4.4 million. Double money right now. But the double money events come and go throughout the year and at the holidays too. Like New Year's and Christmas, they quite often do it. There's no guarantees. Rockstar is always weird and does things different every year. But usually there's a few times throughout the year that they have it. All right, let's go. See what happens. All right, Brickade trucks.
Goods are loaded, boss, and ready for transport. If you can get this deal without any hiccups, then we can celebrate.
All right, sounds good, Penny. She wants to celebrate. All right. Away we go. And we are still alone. There was a name that come and went, but we're in a nice quiet session, which is good. Now, that said, you might want to do it in a quiet session or when you're all alone, a solo session of some sort, but there is something to be said. Other people take the other way of doing it and do it with people helping you and do it with a whole bunch of people in the session. And if you can get away with that, the bonuses are pretty good. Even a half-filled session, I've had friends get bonuses of 400,000 or more, and so that adds up over time. When you're doing it over and over, that bonus can add up for the risk that you're taking. So it's up to you, but some people prefer the other method where you do lose out sometimes, but they think the bonuses over time, over the course of, say, a year, comparatively speaking, all those bonuses add up to them making more money. It's really hard to compare, though, guys, like what's the best way, because it's random. Some people lose crates. Sometimes you get more single vehicles, like I was saying, than other times. Sometimes you get lots of single crate missions. So you're going back and forth for a lot, and, it's kind of random with the mission selection, so sometimes you got a little bit of a battle. Other times you just pick up the card and go. So how long it takes and how much effort, it can be different. One time I fill up the crate warehouse and it feels like a real pain. And then other times it seems like it was done no problem. It's super easy. And I wonder why I don't do it more often. But it is definitely one of the top ways of making money in the game. Coming through. Alright, so the Brickade trucks, I don't know, we'll see, but I don't think there's any enemies on this, I think. I think I just have to get it through the spot here. Just kind of following the GPS along. These trucks we've talked about before, they're a little weird. They're good trucks, though. They're nice and fast compared to some of the other Cell vehicles. But they are a little weird to drive. There's an enemy. I just hit him. Sorry. Sorry, my fault. My bad. Making money here. Trust me, you don't want to interfere. Where am I supposed to go here? I don't think I'm going to fit through. I'm just going to ignore him for the moment. Because the more important thing is finding that spot. Well, the good news is all three trucks should be going in the same spot. So once I find it, it should be alright. I was going to say, I think this is the first time I've been to this location. Oh, I can fit through. I've been to a few different ones, but I don't think it's actually sent me to this spot before. I could drive through there. Oh, yeah, I should, actually. I was going to go around the far way, but I think this is the way I'm supposed to go. Yeah, sometimes the GPS can let you down. And it not be very obvious. Okay, there we go. Yeah, our vehicle should show up. Come on, hurry up. If I was smart, I would have already called it. But I was not paying attention today, but that's okay. Ooh, bad pressure flying. Here I was telling you guys I was getting better at it. That beginning glide, you got to give it some effort or use the boost a little bit better. And you can just throw yourself at things and you quite often do just fine. Like it'll just plow itself up or fly up the next building or whatnot. But occasionally you'll fly off and crash. And I don't feel like going in the river today, so. Yeah, I can send you to a few different job points. I don't mind all the cell missions, actually. They're not too bad, other than the risk and paranoia of losing all your stuff. But generally speaking, they're not too bad. My least favorite is probably the Titan mission. It's kind of precarious flying the Titan around, and you don't want to lose all your stuff. I'm so used to going inside with a crate. Today, we're selling them. And we'll get this one first. Away we go. Yeah, so if you're interested, I would say it's one of the top ways of making money in the game. It's good to mix like everything else. People wonder what's the best way of making money. Well, in many ways, you have to mix it to be the best ways of making money. In many ways, there is no one single way. The best way, I would say, overall, is to mix it. I don't know, but there's enough things in the game these days that having it all, in my opinion, I've got it all, and I quite often don't have enough time for all the stuff I'm supposed to do. Let's try going up here this time. Woo, yeah. Sorry, coming through. Yeah. So it's hard to keep up sometimes when you have everything. So I would say you don't necessarily need everything, but you might want to pick and choose which ones you want, like MCs and CO car warehouses and the crate warehouses. But the crate warehouse is very popular. And an excellent way of making money if you don't mind the weight and the investment in buying the things, and then another, it's like I said, 600, 700,000 in crates, and then you sell it, but that's over $1 million every time you do. And more than that right now in the double money event, which happens off and on throughout the year. I think sometimes they even have 1.5 events too sometimes, where you make an extra 50%. It wasn't back there. It's because it's late, but I'm tired. Yeah, I'll say that's my excuse. I'm tired. But, yeah, I wasn't sure which way to go around in here. But we're okay. Gives you half an hour on the timer. What's the same spot? No, it's down here. This one's like different. Well, it's parking spots. Usually it's out back of a building, and you kind of have to figure out how to wedge all three. But this one's got parking spots. Oh, I think I'm supposed to... Oh, well, we'll just back all the way in. Should have went in the other way, but that's all right. And call in our vehicle again. Could also call in the CEO Buzzard, CEO Havoc as well, which is a great vehicle as well, if you're not into the oppressors. But yeah, the good old Buzzard always gets you around too. There's my Havoc. Well, CEO Havoc anyway. Away! The flying vacuum. It is a lot like Harry Potter broomstick, I have to admit. Quite often you fly around, you feel like a Quidditch player. Incredibly a lot like it, actually. Yeah, so I was going to do laid back grinding. We'll have to do some of that coming up. Maybe I'll fill this up again. We'll fit this into some laid back grinding. But it's the last little bit of a double money event. So, I thought now or never. It's more better off for me to just empty it and fill it again than it is to wait and lose out on that extra $2 million, right? So now we're going to be spending money. This will be the first time I'll be clearing with my cash there. I'll be clearing over $80 million now for the first time. Woohoo. First time having that much money. I've made more money than that, but that's the first time I've had it just laying around on my account, Yeah, and people often ask, how do I make my money? Well, you're looking at it, part of it anyway, and just grinding away, not a modded account, no cheating, no glitches, no shark cards even, although I had some starter money, the shark starter 1.2 million, but that was a long time ago, and doesn't even pay for my office nowadays, so... But no, just grinding. Once you get the hang of it and you get good at certain missions, and it's really, well, we'll maybe talk about it in a laid back grinding episode, but it's really about, we've talked before about the circle of your time, everything in the game generally has cooldown timers. So you kind of have to figure out how to work out your time. Do this mission, then do that, then do this cell, then do that, then do this cell. And eventually, as you invest money, I've talked about before, you try to make it so that that circle of time is filled with big missions to do. So I go to a cocaine cell, and I'm making hundreds of thousands. Then I go to a meth sale, and I'm making 100,000. Then I go to my counterfeit cash sale, and then I go to a crate sale perhaps, and then I go to some CEO cars and bunker cells, and so forth and so forth. So you try to make it, as you invest, to making it a circle of big things to do, big missions, to the point where you can't keep up with it eventually. Yeah, so the CEO missions, the one other things to warn you guys about is you can be raided in the warehouse, so watch out for that. The raids happen after your warehouse is more than half full. So if you want to avoid warehouse raids, keep it under half full, and then maybe decide when you're ready and just rush through the last half if you're trying to avoid them. You can only be raided when you're sitting around in your company doing nothing, unattended. So when you finish a mission, when you're doing things like that, watch out. Try to quit your company if you're not sure, or keep yourself in missions. Move to the next mission. It won't pop up if you're doing something already, like Headhunter or anything. Here we go. Yeah. Money. Woo. We did it. Yeah. Now I don't have to worry about being raided. I was actually worried about that over the last little while. I was like, come on, don't raid me, don't raid me. I really hate the raids in this particular kind of business because they'll there's certain missions where they'll grab a truck and have all your stuff out on the city. And, it's one thing when you choose to sell it, you're taking that risk like we just did. But when it just happens to you out of the blue, that's terrible. And you can't quit the session or you might lose all your stuff. But when you think about it, it's an easy mission. Just hijack the truck and bring it back. But at the same time, it's vulnerable. Like even just a car like this one accidentally exploding near the truck and blow it up. Now, just to be clear, I'm not talking about these trucks. I'm talking about the raid trucks. In the raid, they just have regular trucks, kind of like that beer truck that I think is still just around the corner, isn't it? Did it disappear? Oh, there was a beer truck here earlier. Little cube truck. Yeah. Well, we did it. Yeah. So I'm just looking on my list. Did we do everything? So, so basically when you get paid out, now normally for the normal $2.2 million on a large warehouse, you get paid $20,000 per crate is what it normally works out to. So when you do those 3 crate missions, it costs $18,000, and that's for all 3, so that's $6,000 per crate. And later on, when you do what we just did, you get $20,000 per crate. And I think right now we just should have gotten $40,000 per crate. It's very cool. Yeah. Did I leave my oppressor around the corner? Yeah, no, it's around back. Yeah, we'll call it again. Why not? All right, so I definitely recommend them if you like them. Like I said, I'd recommend if you want to try out the business, buy yourself a large crate warehouse if you're committed to trying it out, and go from there. And if you like it, you might want to buy 2 large warehouses, and then you have no cooldown timer between the crates, and you can just go back to back, one warehouse to the next warehouse to the next warehouse. Some people like it enough to buy all 5 warehouses that you're allowed to buy, and then that's that's a lot of crates. That's a lot of work. It's almost intimidating to me. But at the same time, during a time like this, double money event, they would be emptying out and getting something like $22 million, something like 20 million, almost $8.8 million, something like that in profit. Just crazy. So that's when it's worth it, I guess, right? All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Let's get my prisoner. I am the Missing Sock. We'll see you again very, very soon. I guess very soon for the news, although you might have already watched it. I'm not really sure right now. So by the time you watch this, this will be tomorrow. So, and News Day, Thursday is tomorrow. So we should be having a new News Day event. And we'll be doing some new episodes too, where I'm going to be spending some money, and I still have to do those Simian missions. I really want to do that this week. That said, I think we're going to get another chance to do those Simian missions at double money anyway, because they've already hinted that there's more missions coming. So I'm pretty sure they'll put them back on double money when that happens. So, very cool. All right, lift off. Woo! Yeah. Keep working on my oppressor skills. Works great for a headhunter and everything. But yeah, like I said, if you're doing the crate missions, if I had my warehouse full and I didn't have any friends with me to worry about or anything, I would keep myself in a mission or just retire out of your company. You can't be raided if you're in your MC, as part of your CEO anyway, or if you're just a plain player like I am right now, not as part of your company. So yeah, watch out for those raids. Apparently they become more risky as it becomes full, but having a full warehouse is where you get the maximum profit. So you do want to sell them completely full if possible. All right, see you again tomorrow, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Woo. Oh, yeah, Penny said we could celebrate. Yeah, it's not every day she says that. Celebrate. A celebration. Hey, that's not my firework launcher. There we go. Woo! Yeah. Awesome. We'll save our 8 for the 8. $80 million. Woo-hoo. Oh, but should we deposit our cash? Eh? I don't usually. Oh, there's an A that just came out of my mouth there. You guys heard just a Canadian of me. I don't usually say that very often. It happens. See, it's very subtle, The authentic Canadians you barely notice sometimes. I think, maybe, right? Anyway, I don't usually have a lot of cash in the past, but I just started accumulating it with the contact missions when they started having double money for those. So I just started keeping it. I think I will keep some more cash again. It's good for tipping the nightclub guy and things like that. But let's deposit it anyway. Because that's a lot of cash to keep, $4.5 million. And then I can see the nice big number altogether. And it'd be the biggest deposit I've ever done. $4.5 million and 92,000. Pretty sure that's the biggest bank deposit I've ever done. Ooh, $83 million. All right. Yeah. Now they need to get us a mansion. Take care, everybody. I'm off to go celebrate with Benny. See you again soon. Benny. Millions of dollars. We're going out tonight.
There's the boss.